panel on that wall. So basically, if you see me jumping around, I'm sure I'm driving the cameraman nuts, but I'm trying to bring this into focus. I'm seeing, I kind of work through it progressively. A lot of times this is in the field and the sun's on it. So I really start with what's most important first. What are the details I need to capture? And then everything else is kind of viewed as a bonus. So initially I'll skip around quite a bit. And a lot of the times is I'll have more mud here, so I have more working time. See, I can still get some nice details in there. And I won't have the same working time per se for something over here, something a little more harder. So a lot of times that's why I'm jumping around. And now it's just kind of my process. And let me give you the overview of what we got going here. This is a simulated stacked stone wall. Okay, we've got pan out a little bit. You show the whole thing there, John? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to grab the tape measure. I think we're right around 16 inches of stone, somewhere in there, in the joint. Okay, we got 16. I stepped it off just a little bit, 15, right? So they're not the same, even though it's just an inch, inch and a half, it helps. Same thing there, I kind of knocked that down a little bit, and then I went something like that. Especially if you're delivering a sample board for a client, I try to put in an arrangement that's pleasing to the eye. All right. All this slop in here, we're going to keep this real simple. I'm just going to use this corner of the trowel. I'm just going to lightly dress that up. Stay away from flat lines, right? So I'll just go ahead. Maybe we can turn it into a flake of some sort. Okay. Just fade that out, and then I'll come through when it even gets a little harder. I can really dress that up and just texturize it. This is an area that's going to get scratched for tomorrow. Old work to new work means the crews come in tomorrow morning, they fire up a mix. This is where they're going to kind of seam in. This is finished work. This is going to be where the next mix comes in and joins. So definitely going to want a rough texture right here. So I'll even scuff it. Make sure you got some grooves in there. It'll be still green enough tomorrow. We'll get a good chemical bond and a mechanical bond. Let's do something like that. All right. Now I'm just going to kind of run through and joint it up a little bit. Take a little bit off here. Distressing these edges. Right, something like that. Maybe this is a little bigger here. I can subtract. Bust that down a little bit. Take that out. I don't do a lot of stones like this, but where I want to feature my best work, that's for my clients to see. That's where I'll kind of put a little feature in like this. I'm just going to dig out what I made here as this outer profile. Stuff that back. Depending on the sand and your content, volume-wise, you can get some really neat effects just by dragging this across. Right? Cut that back a little bit. And I'll just lightly brush this in that grain direction. And sealing it up. That takes paint or stains really nice. Right. I'm digging that out. maybe put a little maybe fracture here, just sketch it in. That's going to pop out at some point. Right. Just leave that for now, because I still got time. I don't want to jump on it too early. It doesn't fracture as natural as I can get. Same thing, I got a ridge. Stuff that. Again, if your sand's right and everything is nice, you get some really neat effects.
What's the brush doing?
The brush kind of seals it up a little bit, helps blend it out. Good question. And it really doesn't show up until we hit it with the colors, and then the colors kind of go in these pits, and it kind of lays a good groundwork or foundation for your color work. All right, you'll see it's starting to simmer up. What are we doing on time there, John?
About 7-8 minutes.
7-8 minutes. We'll shoot to 10. Okay. I put a little stem in here. This wall's been inspired. This style of stone, these large stones were inspired by a wall down in downtown Wilmington. You got an old wall down there. It's got these massive granite stones. I think they brought it on ship from Europe. I think that's what the guy said. Because this place is inherently starved for rock. I'm just being coastline here. I'm just going to tool that up. Put all the distressors in here. I'll lightly brush that up and down. See that? All right, and then see how still soft that is? I can still push on this. Watch this. So I can still leave a little. If I push a little harder, kind of see the print. So it's not ready yet. That's always kind of what I use as a benchmark to see how close this is getting done. All right, guys. So I tell you what, let's stay tuned. Maybe I want to let it bone up a little more. I just want to kind of give you a prelude to some of the stuff we teach at class. When you're doing stone finishes like this, this could be done for patio walls, over CMU block, foam. Fire pits, if you're looking for an architectural stacked stone. This happens to be like an old world look, especially with the little shims and whatnot. This doesn't have a whole lot of relief. It has enough relief to really sell the realism, but you could actually take it a step further and really push and pull and bump out if you really wanted to get more aggressive with the stone profile. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to keep on carving here and let it bake a little bit, and see we'll go live again. Peace out.